Hi, it's Steve Baker with the Great Game of Business again with Rob Levin from Work Better Now. How are you, Rob?
I'm terrific, Steve. And how are you?
Well, I'm good. And you know me, I am really good at artificial emotional intelligence. So that's what we're talking about today is rather not emotional intelligence, but rather artificial intelligence is all the buzz. It's absolutely everywhere. I'm telling you, in print, online, on television, I cannot get away from it, and I don't think anyone can. I need someone like you to tell me what should companies and company owners and leaders, what should they be thinking about and doing around AI, not just in 23, but as we head into 24?
Yeah. So the first thing, it's a great question, Steve. And I think everybody's certainly heard about it by now. And some of the research I've seen lately is many companies have actually tried it. Now, what trying it means, it can mean a lot of different things. But let's start with what's the big picture here? The
Right.
big picture is AI is for real. It's extremely powerful. It's getting better by the day. And there's a lot of predictions out there. Peter Diamandis, who's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much a futurist among other things, has said by 2030 there will be two types of companies: companies that have embraced AI and companies that are out of business. And whether it's 2030 and whether or not companies will actually be out of business there, and if they're not using AI or on the way to be that slow road,
Yeah.
it. I really believe in this. I really believe that's the case, that all businesses need to start embracing AI. And as far as so that's the first thing to do is realize this thing is here, it's for real, and it's accelerating at a pace faster than any other technology rollout. Okay.
Right.
So first you have to realize, all right, we need to do something. Then the next question is, well, what do we need to do? The good news is you don't have to be an expert tomorrow or a month from now, or even maybe a year from now. But you have to understand, maybe a good way to start is, what are some of the ways that AI can help your business
Right.
really, like today?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you a couple, right? Otherwise, we could talk about this for a long time. I'll give you just a few ideas to start with. Number one, AI is really good at creating content, not
Yeah.
every kind of content and not the full boat of content. Let me explain. AI writes really well. What AI does is it's taking, hopefully the best, but it's taking from really good sources on the internet, and it's able to, whether it's able to, with its amazing large language models, understand regular English and give you back regular English, well written, well edited, etc.
Yes.
So if you need email templates to send to clients, or to send internally, or policy processes, right? At least a
Mm-hmm.
starting point. AI, just, hey, you go into Chat GPT or Bard or Bing. A lot of these are free. I need a process on how to handle customer inquiries, right? And then you can refine it and refine it. It's a great way to start rather than starting from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Or I have all of these processes and they're a mess. Can you standardize them and make them better? Boom. You'll have this stuff done so much quicker than in person. And in some cases, it'll actually be better. The next question is a lot of us are a lot of us are using content in content
Mm-hmm.
marketing, right? So I want to just, as somebody who has spent years in the content marketing business, I want to just share something with you, which is, on the marketing side, AI can give you some really good ideas of what to write about.
Mm-hmm.
AI can also edit really well. I do not recommend that you use AI to create a blog from start to finish. Why is that? Because on the marketing side, if you really want to have content that's going to do something, like move the momentum of the buyer, your content has to change their point of view to
Right.
some degree. You have to teach them something new. AI is most likely not going to be able to do that, because chances are what that is related to your company, and nobody knows that better than you or other people on your team. So you might use AI to get some ideas, but then you have to say, all right, what is the expertise that we really have? And then you can put that into AI, take some of that expertise, put it into AI and say, hey, can you write this in this type of tone that meets our brand values, or make it playful, or make it serious and make it direct, or let's talk up to the client and not down to them, and stuff like that. AI is great at that. But a lot of the ideas that will maybe create a hook for somebody from a content marketing perspective, that has to come from you and your team. But
No, I
going
agree. And
back to
I do love that, because you could use it as a framework, or you could use it as a way to refine something that you've created, or
polish it
some
up.
mashup of all of those things.
Yeah.
Now tell me how this relates to Work Better Now, because that's the human component to me. How do you use AI with Work Better Now?
Well, that's a really interesting question. I have a couple of different buckets of responses of that. First of
Okay.
all, I like to talk about AI in a way where it's not even related to Work Better Now, because we just want companies to work better, right? So
Makes sense.
when I was presenting at the conference, one of the ways I said to deal with the talent crisis, the shortage of talent and shortage of productive talent, is to use AI so you can take hours off of some of your people and free them up to do other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, which has nothing to do with us. Now, at Work Better Now, we think that AI is this transformational thing. So we are in the process of building out a program where we're going to AI enable all of our professionals that are working for our clients, so that they can maybe be the ones at our clients who have anywhere from 1 to 300 employees to say, hey, here are some things that we can do in the company. Now we're at the early stages. We're about to roll out a pilot program that's going to be training them on this. But before we even did any of that, we said, all right, if we're going to do that, we got to start using AI, right? So
Yes.
now, Steve, I'm 54 years old, and I understand the power of AI. I'm probably not going to be the best person to figure it all out. There's a bunch of people that work for us that are a lot younger. I call them digital natives. And all we had to do is say, hey, AI is going to be really important in the business. I'd like you all to experiment. You need some money to pay for something? Go ahead. Here's $100. Here's 100. Stuff's pretty cheap. Just need you to experiment and document everything. So we've done that for the past 6 months. We have a number of things in the recruiting department, in the marketing department, in our success coach department, I think in finance and ops, where we're now using AI every day in the company, and we're going to be blogging our experiences over the next few months about all of this.
Perfect.
As we build the pilot program of what we're calling WBN Academy, and a big part of WBN Academy is going to be to train our professionals on AI, among other things.
I love how you're blending the two, right? The human and the artificial, because it allows a small to mid-sized business that doesn't have maybe that particular position, and they need that outsourced. You're bringing that additional level of, let's just call it relevance, because you're saying, hey, if you don't have AI going into the future, you're in or you're gone. And you got to be in.
Or you're going to you're going to suffer. It's just going to be painful. Margins are going to drop and all of that. I'm just looking at my calendar on the other screen here. I forgot 2 hours ago, we had not our professionals working for our clients, but our entire team, 27, 28 people-ish. Mm-hmm. And we had an AI show and tell where 5 people said, hey, here's what I tried this past month. Here's a new tool I found, and here's how I used it. This didn't work, but then this worked. And everybody's lighting up going, oh, I can use that too. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? And, again, one of the keys are just empower your team to do this, right? Yeah. Let them experiment. Let them play around a little bit. Trust me, things will start to stick.
I really love that too. The lunch and learn, the show and tell, because now it's, we always, use our phrase of people support what they help create. They're much more likely to embrace it if they're a part of the generation of how we're going to take this in and implement it in our business. And by the way, I agree. I think our young people are so smart, and they're not afraid to break stuff. And they rarely do, honestly. I think guys of our generation tend to break things more substantially, but
or we tend to fear that something's going to break. And in AI, unless you put confidential data up in the wrong platform, nothing's going to break. Yeah. Ask it anything you want.
That's awesome. Well, this has been one heck of a good eye opener for me. Any other thoughts before we wrap on this idea?
One last one, which is right next to AI, is automation.
Okay.
Very, very powerful. You can automate a lot of your processes. You can even use your CRM if it's a HubSpot, or even some of the lower end CRMs, which are fine, all have marketing automation built in. you can use that automation not only in marketing, you can use it in operations.
So you can create workflows then.
Create workflows that eliminate errors, that save human time, that create a better, what we like to have, wow experiences with your clients. We're doing it now also on the recruiting side. I said, we should be creating wow experiences with everybody. We have thousands of people that apply to our company every month. Let's create wow experiences for them. Let's use automation for that too. And AI and automation can work very well together. So that's the last thing I wanted to share there.
No, that's brilliant. I love it. And we use HubSpot. So now I'm anxious to go start breaking things there.
Be a little bit more careful breaking things on HubSpot. It's a little different than asking questions. You can really break things for a little bit, but just get some supervision, Steve, as you always need, and
that's very true. Very true. Words like that, wise words, wiser words have never been spoken. Rob, you're opening my mind to new things, and I think everybody watching is going to feel the same way. I appreciate you being here. How can they find you at Work Better Now?
Workbetternow.com. That's where you'll find us, and if you want, also you can find us on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook. But the good stuff's all at workbetternow.com.
Workbetternow.com. Rob Levin, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, Steve. Great to see you.